Okay, what is your full name and why were you named that?
My full name is Betty Lou Kelly, and I was named after a cow.
You were named after who?
A cow.
A cow?
On the farm.
Is there a story there?
No, well, they named me that. Yeah. My dad, he liked that name, and that was it.
Okay. What is your favorite movie of all time?
Oh, gosh, how could I think about it? I have no idea.
No idea?
Mm-mm.
What's the first movie that comes to mind?
Probably a Mickey Mouse one or something like that.
Mickey Mouse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about a song? Favorite song?
A song? Oh, gosh. Song. I like God Save the Queen.
God Save the Queen? Okay.
I did, yeah.
Did you guys have a wedding song? Was there a wedding song that you had at your wedding that you remember, or not a special one?
I don't remember them singing. Did you, George?
Yeah, Johnny Wiley saying, I love you truly.
Oh, well, that was nice.
What's your favorite place that you ever traveled?
To travel, up to Canada, and yeah, up into Canada, and I rode the train, and they brought food to us, and all my brothers and sisters were there, and we went from, I don't know, over by Vancouver over to up here. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm sure you have different memories of the four things that I brought.
Okay.
I'll go through a couple of them, but what's your memory of scouting? I know you were very involved in scouting as well. What's your memories of scouting?
I was very good in scouting. I had Cub Scouts all of my life, and they had them in the house, and they were very, very good. I don't know. I worked with them, and to this day, you know. Were you there when I was telling about this little kid that at church now? Mm-hmm. And George was having trouble walking in, and so this little kid would bring his walker behind him, you know, so George could go in and sit down. And then George started putting something in the chair, and that kid would would get so excited because he'd look up and see if there was anything in there, and George saved cars and stuff, and I got one left over, and he'd put it in, and when this kid went out, he'd look, and yep, there would be a car or something. Yeah, it was good worth it, you know.
That's not scouting.
No.
That's okay. That's okay. Hey, it's her story. She can tell it however she wants to.
Okay.
And what's your recollection of the railroad and George's job and the experience of that?
George was a good railroad. He was gone a lot, very definitely a lot. You know, he lived in Selmo up there, and he was in the depot all the time. And I was in the doctor's office. It was only the doctor and I. And the doctor would go about 30 miles and do surgery and stuff. And I'd always be left at the place and somebody got hurt, you know, and stuff. But then I had a little boy, and he lived across the fence. And I was to give him his shots, and he'd see me coming, and he'd start crying. He must have been maybe 3 or 4 years old. He'd start crying. Oh my God, he'd cry. So then I connected little flags and little things for him. And he'd stand out there and he'd wait for me to come in. It was so good, you know, this little guy and I had to give him a shot, you know. That's good times.
Okay. So what's your version of the story with the Kansas City Royals baseball, catching the foul ball? What happened there?
Oh, I remember that one.
What happened there?
I don't know, but your dad ran to the back more, and the ball came down.
Oh, my dad was there.
Yeah.
So he was involved?
Yeah, wasn't he?
So who threw the ball?
I don't know.
Was it him?
No, he was up. He caught it.
Oh, he was up there catching it. Was it you that threw it?
It might have been, but I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That in my version of the story, you threw the ball. That's my
good,
version of the story. Where were you born? Do you remember where you were born?
I was born in Saskatchewan on a farm out there. There was a whole bunch of us kids. Yeah.
And do you remember how long you lived there in Saskatchewan?
I would say I was maybe 6, 7 years old, and then the older ones were there. And then we went to Ontario.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you remember most about your mom and dad?
My dad was he loved to tease people, you know. And he was a good person, but he liked to sneak up on my mom behind and pinch her or something, you know, and I can remember that. And I can remember him going up and pinching her in the rear end, and she was doing rhubarb, and she turned around a piece of rhubarb and sliced it across his neck, and there was film on it, and he thought he thought it was blood, and he was dying. We used to laugh at he would do that all the time though. My dad was a good person.
Okay. And what about your mom?
She was too. She took us good, you know. She lived to be quite old, and yeah, she was good.
Okay. What do you remember most about your childhood?
My childhood. I have a sister. Had a sister, and her and I were a year apart, and we spent so much time out behind the house, and we'd clear dirt and stuff and pretend it was doors coming in and stuff, and about 6 months, maybe 7 months ago, I knew that my sister was not doing very well, and so I called and up in Canada, and she died the next day. I had talked to her, you know. So I miss her terrible, you know. She was a year apart, and yeah, kind of sad. I still miss her. I have pictures of her and stuff, you know. No, I'm going to show you one. I'm going to show you one.
Okay, show me one.
Okay.
Show me one.
I know. I want you to see it.
Okay.
Oh, that's my coffee. This picture in the mail, and it said, "I will always be your sister, no matter where I go. Throughout the years that pass, no matter where you go. Today I take my hand and place it on your heart, so a bit of me and you will never be apart." Is that nice?
That is nice. Hold it up right in front of you so the camera can see it too.
Isn't that neat? Oh, and she's dead.
That's nice.
I'm sorry, you know, I just hated to
That's Muriel.
miss her. I miss her terribly. Yeah. Okay.
That was good. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. So, what's your version of the story of how you met Grandpa?
Well, I mean, Grandpa, hey? We met in the restaurant, and we just kept going in, and we kept eating stuff off his plate, and and I came at the same time, having coffee out of the doctor's office, and so, yeah, that's where we met.
Let's see. Do you remember your wedding? Tell me about your wedding. What do you remember from your wedding?
Yeah, it was here, and the thing that I enjoyed most was that so many friends and stuff, and that was really good, yeah. Because none of my family came, you know, because that was a lot of money and all that sort of stuff, so just his family. Yeah.
None of your brothers or sisters were there?
No.
Really?
No, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What are your memories of Dale and Bruce and Pat being born? Maybe start with Pat since he was the first one, but what's your memory the first time when you had a child?
Oh, I was proud of them, really proud. And we stayed a lot with George's mom, because George would be out on the railroad. And yeah, we spent a lot of time with Grandma, you know. And then Dale was the next one, and he lived in New York with us, you know. I don't know.
Okay. Go ahead, Grandpa. Okay. What was it like raising kids? Was it easy? Was it hard? Was it fun? Was it stressful? How would you describe what it was like to raise kids?
It was good to raise kids. It was. And I was always busy with a bunch of little kids, always, you know. Our kids, oh God, they drive me crazy, yeah, because they're going to do this and they're going to do, yeah, okay.
Do you remember it being difficult? Was it difficult raising kids, or?
No, not bad.
No?
Were they, George? No.
I don't know.
Okay.
I worked at the doctor's office, and I don't know if I told you that there was a little guy across the street, you know, and I had to go give him shots every day, and he'd bawl and cry and go on. But then he liked me, and he'd wait for me to come, and I always felt good about that, you know. For I don't know.
Our kids, Biddy.
No, it was a little 3-year-old that I have to come and give him a shot. Wasn't good, but, you know. But I did, and then the doctor that I worked with, he was 30 miles away, and he was doing surgeries and stuff, and I was left. And I had 2 guys, old, dirty, yucky guys. They'd go every morning, and they'd find some nice flowers, and these flowers were not even flowers, but these 2 guys every morning brought a jar of flowers, and there were dandelions, and oh my God. And then the doctor got so and so in here will stay today. Oh God, it was awful. Yeah, I didn't like him.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything funny about my dad that you remember?
Oh, he was a good joker, wasn't he?
Oh.
Yeah, he was a good joker, you know. And he'd get mad though if he wasn't winning.
Okay.
Yeah, he liked to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Was there one person or event that changed the course of your life?
I don't know. My mom and dad were very important in my life, you know. My dad died early, and it was Christmas Eve, and we were all in the living room, and Dad got up, and I thought, oh God, what's he going to do now? He's going to do a stupid dance or something, you know. And I'll never forget, he fell down, and he'd had a stroke. We had to get him to the hospital, and that was 30 miles away. Yeah, so. And he didn't die then either. He was in the hospital for quite some time. But yeah. Missed my dad.
What are you most proud of?
Most proud of? I don't know. I tried to get along with people, but I never do.
That's not true.
I do something with it and goof myself up, but yeah, I'm fine. I know that I'm going to miss Dad, and he was not going to miss me, but I'm going to miss him, and I know I can get along, and I know that I will see him again, and not too long, because I'm getting up there. Yeah. So that's it.
What are you most thankful for?
Thankful, yeah. I don't know, good entertainment, good people that like you. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right, last question.
Okay,
What is the single most memorable moment of your life?
single one, eh? Probably our marriage, you know, and none of my family was there. And It was good, though. It was really good. It was a nice wedding, you know. Yeah, it was
Okay.
all right. What a good job you did.